Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vaughn Carney, and on behalf of the board of John Brown Lives, I welcome and thank all of you for coming to the farm this afternoon. Our featured speaker and guest this afternoon is Richard Claxton Gregory, better known as Dick Gregory, a man who's made a powerful reputation as a seeker and a speaker of the unvarnished truth. He did it in the tradition of W.B. Du Bois, Paul Robeson, Malcolm X, and others. The principal difference, though, is that Dick Gregory did it with wickedly ironic humor and biting wit. And in many ways, I think he was more effective because he got his message across through laughter, through people laughing at their own foibles. He holds a special significance for me because I was born and grew up on the south side of Chicago, about a mile from where he lived, and I watched his career and its meteoric arc from afar with kind of a sense of awe. Because at that time, in the early 60s, he was publicly saying the kinds of things that I only heard in the barbershop. So, without further ado, please welcome the esteemed, the venerated, the redoubtable Dick Gregory.
Thank you. Let me just first say, before we get into this conversation, I sit out there and I wonder, do you all really know what this is about? And who this person was? And how evil this country was then and now. You see, I use my values different. I judge my value on a white woman didn't get the right to vote to 1921, and you, his daughter, his wife, his girlfriend. And if he treat his mama like that, then my mama better stay in the house, so y'all missed that. And let me apologize to you white folks, because until Obama became president, I always thought that all black folks look alike to white folks. And I apologize. Since Obama's been president, I haven't had one white person walk up to me and say, "Excuse me, Mr. President." And to you black educators, I'm going all over the country apologizing to black educators because that little part of ignorant Negro is still there. I don't know how to get it out. But I've had like 50 honorary doctor's degrees from black universities. And I said, well, until I get me a white one, these don't count. So I wrote every white college and university in America and didn't hear from none of them till last week. Penn State called. I said, did you say State Penn? The biggest laugh you ever heard in your life didn't come from professional comedians. It came from friends and relatives. And there's a lot of people that believe I would stoop to the level of trying to liberate somebody through humor. The United States government have never sent comics to the front line of battle. They go in after everything's over. And only because they're not aware of it. I would never insult a woman fighting for woman's rights to say, come on, I'll do some jokes. I would never lay down my life for a damn joke or a comedy act. And that's why we hear this brother. I don't know if he's funny or not. I know Bob Hope and them thugs was, and they never liberated nobody. And so I cannot tell you how I feel being here. I'll be 81 years old this October the 12th. Y'all clapping, y'all know something? I've been married 54 years. Oh, come on, stop. I didn't say I was happy. And without anybody for the last 15 years, on my birthday, October the 12th, I go to Harper's Ferry. And I don't have to call the New York Times or the Washington Post. Every 16th of October, I go to Harper's Ferry. And on December the 2nd of every year, I go to Charlestown, West Virginia, and hug the tree where they hanged him. That tree is still there. A white man. A white man. Gave up his life. Well, I don't have no problem with that. He took his sons with him. I got 10 children. I wouldn't take a grandchild with me to liberate me. He did. Huh? John Brown. Had it not been for him, this planet would be different. Talk about liberating the slaves. Why you gonna limit him? He affected the whole world. In 18 months after Harper's Ferry, the war started because of fear. Fear. He learned nothing from this brother. Just understand what fear do. When he led that raid, there were no automobiles or trucks. Fear would lead you to believe that he's going to take 26 people and walk off with 100,000 guns. That's what fear do. And not just mean slave-owning white folk. Good white folk got scared and said, 100,000 niggas with guns. You got scared too. That's what fear will do. And 18 months later, the war started. And never before have soldiers ever marched singing about one man that wasn't in the military. John Brown's body is a molding in the grave. John Brown's body is a molding in the grave. And if I had to write 100 of the most important people on this planet, he would be number one. What about Jesus? Well, Jesus came here to die for my sins. And the last words he said was, Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? That sounds like a nigga trying to get away, don't it? And here's what John Brown told them as he walked upon this apple to be hanged. Nigga lover, what you got to say? Here's what he had to say, you know it. Yes, I talked to God last night. And God told me to tell you that you missed the last chance of freeing the Negro slave. And God also told me to tell you the Negro slave will be free, but it'd be the biggest bloodbath in the history of war. Why was it the biggest bloodbath? It's the only war in the history of the planet where both sides went to the same military schools. They knew each other's strategy. That's what John Brown told him. And now we're here. Now we're here. Fear. And so I just came to say thank you. You all don't know how lucky you are. Those of y'all that live in this area, you want to talk about the damn trees. They got trees and this damn, that's all they told me. Look at, they got this shit all over the world. What they didn't have come from here is a John Brown. Huh? One man. That wasn't born divine. He just did it on his own. And so I say thank you. And what a gift to be here. John Brown. Wow. John Brown.